Hi everyone, I'm Lauren Leal. Welcome to Hot on Homes. Sometimes when you're out new home shopping, it may seem to you like newly built homes are just more expensive than pre-owned ones. And it's true, for the most part. When you compare sales price, new homes are a bit higher than pre-owned homes. But wouldn't you expect to pay more for a new car than a used one? New things cost more because, well, they should cost more. And what happens with old things? They often break, need to be replaced, or they just cost more to operate. That's part of the hidden benefits of buying a new home. We'll talk more about this in a moment, but first, let's look at some beautiful new home communities. Sunterra is the #1 selling community in Houston and zoned to the #1 ranked district, Katy ISD. Imagine walking along a white sand beach and swimming in the turquoise blue waters of a crystal clear lagoon amenity. Sunterra, a 2,303-acre premier master planned community in flourishing Katy, Texas, is emerging as a masterpiece in residential living. Sunterra will soon be home to a crystal clear lagoon that will be situated within an expansive resort-style amenity village featuring white sand beaches and family-friendly water sports. Families of Sunterra will also enjoy an additional amenity village anchored by a lazy river. Living in paradise is finally within your reach. All of the homes built in Sunterra offer an exclusive technology package designed to provide homeowners with the tools needed to feel safe and secure in their new home. Each home is pre-wired with enhanced smart home features. Families that live in Sunterra enjoy an active outdoor lifestyle. The community features many lakes and recreation opportunities for families of all ages. Getting around Sunterra is an adventure on its own. Residents can walk, jog, drive electric power cars or scooters to their favorite community destination along the Green Bolt Trail system, a massive 12-foot wide paved trail that winds through Sunterra. This ultimate trail provides a journey that's almost as exciting as the destination. Conveniently located just north of I-10 and west of the Grand Parkway, Sunterra is right in the heart of Katy, Texas. This gives residents easy access to highly rated Katy ISD schools, area employment centers, and plenty of fun shopping and dining opportunities. Visit one of the outstanding builders today to see why so many families are now calling Sunterra home.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of freedom at the private lake of the fastest selling acreage community Texas has ever seen. Republic Grand Ranch. Acreage from just $79.9, located just north of the Woodlands. This is peaceful and private living that you designed from the ground up. And the modern world is just a country road away. Call today for huge buying incentives and find your freedom at Republic Grand Ranch.
There are many places to look for your next home, but sifting through hundreds of pre-owned homes, fixer-uppers, foreclosures, apartments, and rental properties can be confusing, not to mention exhausting. We've helped Texans find the perfect new home for years, and now it's easier than ever. Just scan the QR code and download our easy app. You'll be able to search for new home communities, watch hundreds of home builder videos, tour hundreds of available new homes, and you can join tens of thousands of other local home shoppers in our Home Shopper Club. Members receive special sneak peek emails before each show, personalized updates on new communities, special notices about new homes based on your criteria, and our Home Shopper magazine. It's fun, easy, and the fastest way to learn about the very best builders and community developers in Texas. Scan the code and join the fun. There's no place like Hot on Homes.
Hi, I'm Stephen Brooks. I'm CEO of Grand Homes. Today we want to talk about life space. Life space is a unique design concept where we give you additional space in the home that changes as your lifestyle changes. Come on in and let's take a tour and let me show you some life space. Welcome. As you can see, the beautiful interior architecture of the home. In addition to that, we have the life space. The life space is an extra room which we give you to use for your own individual family's lifestyle needs. Now, as your life changes through time, you have this additional space in your house that can be used for so many different things. You might want a downstairs media room. You might want a home office, a home study hall, library, den, man cave, or just a quiet space to get away from the noise of the day. This life space here is used as a downstairs media room. This could be a game room or just a nice place to get away. And this is a special space. We call this mom space. It's a quiet space for mom to lounge, read a book, enjoy herself, be away from the cares of the day, and relax, maybe have a sip of wine. And this life space is being used as a guest room. It can be a spare bedroom or a bedroom for the family when they come home. And this life space is our multi-generational life space. This is a special space for a loved one who may be returning, who needs a full-service kitchen, sitting room, adjoining bedroom and bath. A complete home within a home. Well, I hope you enjoyed your Life Space tour. I hope you'll come out and see Life Space in one of our new model homes here in the Metroplex. Please come out to Grand Homes and see Life Space just for you.
Dak, welcome to Hot on Homes.
Thank you, Natalie.
So tell us a little bit about Monument Realty.
Monument Realty is an amazing company. They have over 750 high qualified real estate agents. Each is a local expert in their area and in their city, and they know local real estate. And local knowledge can make a huge difference in getting the perfect home.
Right, local knowledge means they know where to look for bargains, what homes are coming on the market, knowledge on price fluctuation, or where to get the very best deal.
And Monument Realty is excited to be working with any of the Hot on Home shoppers that are looking for an expert agent.
Buying a home really does take a team.
It does, and the better your team, the better deal you'll get on a new home.
Right, so if you're looking for a top agent to help you sell your home or buy a new one, Dak Prescott and the team at Monument Realty is ready to help.
First-time homebuyers in Manville no longer have to settle for plain-looking homes in communities with minimal amenities. Sartoga Homes in Rodeo Palms is a spectacular master-planned community featuring a splash pad, junior Olympic swimming pool, parks, and 10 beautiful lakes, all in the Alvin ISD. Sartoga Homes features innovative designs, quality construction, and upscale features at amazing prices. Sartoga Homes at Rodeo Palms, extraordinary homes in an extraordinary community. Visit today.
Uncover and explore a hidden oasis with hill country backdrops and breathtaking views of the scenic San Gabriel River. Wolf Ranch by Hillwood Communities offers a fresh, new way of life where residents thrive within a modern, vibrant community in Georgetown, Texas. From green spaces, parks, and trails to an on-site lifestyle program with planned events and award-winning curated amenities, there are endless opportunities to connect with family, friends, and neighbors. Wolf Ranch has selected a handful of award-winning builders known for quality construction, attention to detail, and a commitment to excellence. Conveniently located a half a mile from I-35 and Highway 29 intersection and just minutes north of Austin, Wolf Ranch is the perfect place to live, work, and play. Wolf Ranch, where resort-style amenities, designer details, and wide-open spaces abound. Come home to Wolf Ranch today. Today's homeschool topic is REO properties. REO is a term that means real estate owned and is used to describe a property that is owned by a lender, such as a bank, loan insurer, or government agency that was not sold at an auction. REO properties were once owned by individuals who stopped making mortgage payments and the property went into foreclosure and was repossessed by the lender. Lenders then hold auctions for these properties to recover their investment. If the property isn't sold at auction, it becomes an REO property. If you have a question about your new home journey, send us an email at homeschool@hotonhomes.com.
Welcome to the stunning community of the Landing at Providence. Located in the 380 corridor, the community is just a short drive from Frisco, Denton, and McKinney. The Landing at Providence provides fun amenities including dog parks, walking trails, picnic areas, and a splash pad. The unique exterior design, spacious rooms, gourmet kitchens, and large master bedrooms are sure to amaze. With 70 years of homemaking experience, you can't go wrong with History Maker Homes at the Landing at Providence. Come see us today.
Surrounded by the authentic Texas countryside, the Gables at Tioga by Red Gable Homes offers the perfect blend of small-town living with a modern, energy-efficient lifestyle. Red Gable Homes believes in providing the highest quality new home construction utilizing the latest industry-leading techniques. The farmhouse and craftsman-style homes offer open floor plans with a vast array of interior and exterior custom design choices to make your home uniquely yours. Move-in ready inventory available now, or choose from one of the available lots, floor plans, elevations, and additional optional features, such as an extended back patio, fireplace, or even a third car oversized garage. There are quarter-acre lots available, and all home sites include a generous-sized backyard. Located in the heart of Tioga, the community is only 5 minutes north of Pilot Point on Highway 377 in Grayson County. The Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex is easily accessible with just a short drive south. Live your best life at the Gables at Tioga by Red Gable Homes.
There's nothing like the security and beauty of a brick home. And when it's Acme Brick, it comes with a 100-year guarantee. So when you're looking for a new home, look for the Acme name right in the brick. It's your assurance of genuine Acme Brick quality. When you talk with your builder, ask about Acme Brick. And to see Acme's wide selection of brick colors and textures, visit brick.com. Acme Brick, the best thing to have around your house.
Welcome to the Grove, Bloomfield's newest community in Midlothian, Texas. The Grove is located just off Walnut Grove, very convenient to Highway 287. You can get in and out of the city of Fort Worth or Dallas with ease. The community is very close proximity to both Midlothian Heritage High School as well as Walnut Grove Middle School. We built a variety of floor plans including larger single-story plans as well as versatile two-story plans. Bloomfield Homes in the Grove is the place to be.
Picture yourself frolicking on white sand beach with palm trees gently swaying in the breeze. You are surrounded by a sun-kissed crystal lagoon where you can lounge, swim in the turquoise blue water, or dine lagoonside on the beach boardwalk. Master-planned community Lago Mar is home to a 12-acre crystal lagoon and is the ultimate staycation destination. The heartbeat of Lago Mar is the 100-acre entertainment district, offering residents a myriad of activities to unwind and enjoy the outdoors. A well-appointed 12,000 square foot clubhouse, a world-class water sports facility offering kayaks, paddleboards, and sailboats are just a few of the recreational opportunities at your beck and call. Lago Mar also boasts more than a mile of unspoiled beaches, a cabana pool, a kids' beach with water features, and a floating obstacle course. A 12-foot wide green bolt trail meanders through the community and is well suited for pedestrians as well as segways, electric golf carts, or bicycles. No matter which transportation method you choose, you're bound to enjoy the adventure. Once you've worked up an appetite, visit the Blue Lagoon Bar and Grill to dine or have drinks and watch the sun go down while overlooking the majestic Lago Mar environment. Lago Mar features contemporary designs built by some of Houston's most impressive home builders. The community is crafted on over 2,000 acres of gated and non-gated neighborhoods. Located on the southwest shoreline of Galveston Bay, just minutes south of Houston off I-45 in Texas City. Living the Lago Mar lagoon life is a breeze with many schools, restaurants, and shopping nearby. Live your ultimate vacation every day in Houston's hottest open-air waterfront playground, Texas City Tropics of Galveston Bay. Lago Mar, where you don't have to get away to find your ultimate getaway. Stop by today and see what it's like when your doorstep leads to paradise.
We're talking about some of the benefits of new homes compared to pre-owned ones. All new homes have warranties for home repairs on the home itself, such as plumbing, electrical, or foundations. Your heating and air conditioning systems are also all energy efficient and covered under warranty. All your appliances and fixtures are also covered by the manufacturer. You won't get any of that with a pre-owned home. For the first several years you're in your new home, you won't have to spend anything on the home itself. Another benefit to new home ownership is the lower cost to operate your home. Today's new appliances, technology, added insulation, or energy-efficient materials make living in a new home cost less than living in a comparable pre-owned home. We'll talk more about the cost of new home ownership in a moment. But first, let's take a look at these amazing new home communities.
Imagine a place with vast green belts, lush hillsides, and massive century-old oak trees as your backdrop. Set along the banks of the Mustang Bayou 2022 Master Planned Community of the Year, Pomona by Hillwood offers residents wide open green spaces to connect with nature and the community around them. From the backyard that includes a colorful treehouse and zip line, resort-style pools with cabanas, a catch-and-release fish camp to the dock where residents can reserve kayaks, the fun and recreation at Pomona is truly endless. Pomona by Hillwood has partnered with builders who have been recognized for their quality craftsmanship, splendid designs, and impeccable customer service. Hidden away from the chaos of the city, Pomona is about balance, lifestyle, and family. Elevate the everyday as we are conveniently located in the Highway 288 corridor in the emerging city of Manville. Come find your home.
Highland Homes is passionate about style and design, and the stunning homes at Wolf Ranch and Georgetown are no exception. Each home is the result of extensive lifestyle research and customer feedback, ensuring innovative designs that promote modern living. Highland Homes offers 13 different floor plans and many 1- and 2-story designs, all built with energy-efficient materials to deliver comfortable, eco-friendly homes. You'll enjoy unmatched customer service at every stage of the home buying process. Don't miss Highland Homes in Wolf Ranch.
The easiest way to find your dream home is with the Hot on Homes app. Just click on the QR code on the screen, download the app, and start looking for your new home. You can watch new home videos, use our helpful mortgage calculator to find out how much your monthly payment would be, follow local new home updates on our blog, discover new home incentives and discounts, enjoy the latest issue of Home Shopper magazine, or find the perfect mortgage or real estate partner. It's all here right at your fingertips. We created this app with local home shoppers in mind, with plenty of new homes and communities. Thousands of new home videos to watch, with information and tools you need to feel comfortable and confident as you start your new home journey. Everything you need to find the perfect new home, sell your current home, and get the best deal and find the perfect mortgage is right at your fingertips with our Hot on Homes app.
Quality, vision, trust, and design. You've spent time finding or designing the perfect luxury home. And a one-of-a-kind home needs a one-of-a-kind pool. A pool that is designed around how you live, how you entertain, and how you relax. Imagine that pool. At J. Anthony Custom Pools, we approach creating a luxury pool with the same passion we have for our award-winning luxury homes. To ensure your pool is of the highest quality, we use the best materials and highest rated contractors, then meticulously supervise every step of the process. Our in-house designers incorporate your vision into your pool design, creating the perfect extension of your lifestyle, expressing who you are and how you and your family live. At J. Anthony Custom Pools, we know we're creating more than just a luxury pool. We're creating a long-term relationship with you. And all great relationships begin with trust. And finally, we'll design and deliver a pool that is as unique as your home, as unique as you. Call J. Anthony Custom Pools for your free design consultation and experience quality, vision, trust, and design firsthand.
Welcome to MI Homes, one of the nation's leading home builders with over 40 years of new home construction experience. We have built more than 140,000 homes in 17 markets with one purpose: to treat our customers right. We build all across this great state. Let's take a tour of homes near you. From the very beginning, it's been our goal to build a better home with features and benefits that give you the confidence and lasting value. We employ the latest techniques in building science, even creating our own building standards that improve upon standard code. From foundation to rooftop, from wall to wall, we're constantly striving to give our homeowners the very best in solid, sound, and energy-efficient living. Let's head down to Austin for a look at our newest communities. Every home we build has a warranty. We have one of the best warranty commitments in the business. Our customer care coverage is supported by a team that's exclusively dedicated to any concerns you might have about the way your home is built or is operating. We don't stop there. We also provide a home builder's limited warranty, and we go one step further. We also provide one of the industry's leading long-term transferable structural warranties. And of course, you get manufacturer warranties coverage that comes from all of the quality consumer products we build into your home. Let's head down to Houston for a look at our newest communities. Building a better home begins with design. A well-designed home doesn't just look better, it lives better. We can help bring your unique vision of home to life with MI Homes. Let's head down to San Antonio for a look at our newest communities. With MI Financial, everyone works together seamlessly to get you the best possible rates and programs available to MI homebuyers. And our title and closing services will make your closing quick and convenient. That's what you get with MI Financial.
Looking to transform your outdoor living space? The Acme Brick Showroom is more than just a wide selection of quality brick. It's a one-stop shop for your dream backyard. Our showroom features countless products for outdoor living life. From fire pits to full outdoor kitchens, the Acme Brick Showroom is your destination to take your home project from concept to completion. Visit with one of our experts today and let us help you realize the full potential of your home. Go to brick.com to find a showroom near you.
Create your perfect oasis at Grand Homes, Kings Crossing in Parker, Texas. Surrounded by natural winding creeks, wooded areas, and an abundance of greenery, this stunning community boasts blissful country living. Oversized 1 to 2 acre creekside or tree-lined home sites promise plenty of privacy. A vast array of expertly designed and spacious floor plans allow customization to fit the distinct needs of your family. Come home to Kings Crossing and enjoy the ultimate in comfort and relaxation.
Here at Macaw, we try to do an all-inclusive process. It really starts with the beginning process, whether the client has a lot, doesn't have a lot, whether we need to help them find a lot, whether they're partnered with a realtor, whether they're not partnered with a realtor. Personal guarantee I make to all my clients is the second that we can start the home, we start the home. The moment that the home closes, we have forms on the ground. So in the production world, everything is based on speed. The quickest you can do it and for the cheapest. In my opinion, they got one part right. We don't use the cheap materials. We spend the money on getting the high-end steel, the high-end concrete. We try to make sure that we have the high-end finishes in the home because again, we don't want to have or skip any kind of steps or minutia that could improve the performance of the home because these homes, when you buy one of our homes, you're not only going to get a home that lasts a lifetime, it's going to last multiple lifetimes.
Today's homeschool topic is conventional loans. Conventional loans are the most popular type of loan in the U.S. This type of loan is not offered or secured by a governmental agency like VA, VHA, or USDA, but rather is available through and guaranteed by private lenders like banks, credit unions, or independent mortgage companies. Conventional loans under $647,000 can be guaranteed by one of 2 government-sponsored agencies: Fannie Mae, the Federal National Mortgage Association, and Freddie Mac, the Federal Home Loan Mortgage Corporation. If you have a question about your new home journey, send us an email at homeschool@hotonhomes.com.
With over 50 years of experience building luxury homes, Toll Brothers offers homebuyers distinctive architecture, unrivaled choice, and an extraordinary customer experience in Pomona. Toll Brothers' impeccable standards are reflected in every home they build. Pomona homeowners have so much to explore, including resort-style pools, a fish camp, hike and bike trails, playgrounds, a fitness center, and the list goes on. Elevate the everyday at Pomona in your new Toll Brothers home.
Hi, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. If you're like me, you don't want to just join any team, you want to be on the best team. The team that gives you the opportunities and tools necessary to succeed. If you're looking for the perfect place to advance personally and professionally, look no further than Monument Realty. Don't leave something as important as your career up to chance. Monument Realty has the people, programs, and support you need to help you reach your goals. Success doesn't just happen overnight. It's a result of a series of decisions made over time. And the time is now to make the move to Monument Realty.
From quality construction and materials to an unprecedented level of personalization, Davidson Homes is committed to building gorgeous homes at an affordable price. Their customer-focused approach keeps you in mind every step of the way, from your first model home visit to the day you receive the keys. Davidson Homes in Sierra Vista has the perfect floor plan for you and your family. Come tour the beautiful model home by Davidson Homes in Sierra Vista and experience the exceptional lifestyle that awaits.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of freedom at the private lake of the fastest selling acreage community Texas has ever seen. Republic Grand Ranch. Acreage from just $79.9, located just north of the Woodlands. This is peaceful and private living that you designed from the ground up. And the modern world is just a country road away. Call today for huge buying incentives and find your freedom at Republic Grand Ranch.
We're talking about the cost of owning a new home compared to a pre-owned home. Many new home communities have well-appointed exercise rooms, catch and release fishing ponds, sport courts, walking trails, and amazing pools. Think of what you can save in monthly gym costs, fuel, family fun, and outdoor adventures. So when you compare the money you'll have to spend to live in a pre-owned home in a dated neighborhood to living in a brand new home in a stunning new community, the small difference in price may actually represent a huge decrease in monthly cost. Finally, you'll never worry about things breaking or needing to be repaired or replaced in a new home. Peace of mind comes standard on all new homes, and you can't put a price on that. Make sure to download the Hot On Homes app for the fastest and easiest way to find your new home.
The Hot On production truck is sponsored by Acme Brick. Acme Brick, the best thing to have around your house.